I made a 388% return on investment by buying a Lego set and holding it while the value increased. That's what we're going to talk about in this video. Now that the dust has finally settled on the busiest selling time of the year for Lego investors, I want to look back and start talking about some of the sales that I made. What are some sets that I sold during the busy selling season? What are some sets that I sold? What are the return on investments and profits that I achieved with some of these sets? I'm going to talk about 5 Lego sets. Now, these are not the only 5 sets I sold, of course. There was a lot more than this. I'm just picking 5 to talk through here, and they're not only the best ones. I'm going to show some ones that didn't really go according to my plan either. All of them were profitable. All of them were pretty good returns. Some of them were incredible returns, and we're going to talk about that. Now, before we jump in, I do want to ask, if you are new here, please make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to learn about Lego investing, buying and holding Lego sets while the values increase. And with that, let's jump in. Let's talk about 5 Lego sets that I recently sold. Now, we're going to go from the worst return on investment to the best in this list of 5. And in 5th place on this list, we have NINJAGO Gamer's Market. This was the worst performer on the list, still a strong performer at 72% return on investment overall. It is set number 71708. The purchase price on this was $22.80. The MSRP was $30 while it was still around on the shelves. I sold them for $52.93. That was on Amazon in the United States. Now, that selling price is going to vary based on what platform you sell on and what market you are in. So sometimes that will be a lower number. Sometimes it may be a higher number in the market that you are in. But I sold mine for $52.93, which gave me a profit per unit of $16.48. I think I had around 40 of these in my inventory. Now, my hold time on this was around a year. It was a little over a year. And that gave me a return on investment of 72%. Now, I do want to call out the profit per unit here is after I've paid my selling fees, shipping, and all of those different things. We do need to factor those things in when you're calculating return on investment. You can't just take your selling price and subtract what you paid for the item. You also need to subtract your fees, any fees that you pay to Amazon or eBay, any fees that you pay to ship, all of those different things. So my profit after fees was $16.48, and my return on investment after fees was 72%. Now, again, that is the worst one on this list, but that is still a very solid return on investment. When my stock market portfolio is going down, I'm able to achieve 72% in a year with NINJAGO Gamer's Market. Next up, in 4th position, what do we have? We have Dinosaur Fossils. This is Lego Ideas Dinosaur Fossils, set number 21320. Amazing set. I absolutely love this. I kind of wish I kept one of these, but I actually sold all of my inventory during Q4 2022. I bought these for $45.60 and I sold them for $105 or $104.99. Honestly, I kind of expected to be able to sell these at a higher price than $104.99, but there was some competition on the listing and the price appreciation did slow down during 4th quarter, and so I had to let them go for $104.99. I'm still very happy with this as an investment, but I did expect to go over the 100% return on investment with the Dinosaur Fossils. I know some of you out there probably will achieve over 100% on this set if you bought them at a lower price or if you hold them a little bit longer, but I got out at this price and I'm still kind of happy with that. The profit per unit was $36.36 after fees, and my hold time on this was around a year and a half. So again, that's an 80% return on investment. Still not bad at all for the Dinosaur Fossils from the Lego Ideas theme. In 3rd place, we have Stormtrooper Helmet. This is a Lego Star Wars Stormtrooper Helmet, of course. In the Lego investing community, these Star Wars helmets have been kind of a focus area for a lot of people because, of course, the TIE Fighter pilot helmet surpassed all expectations last year. I knew that the Stormtrooper helmet would not reach those same heights as the TIE Fighter pilot because the supply was going to be a little more, it was easier to get, and it just wasn't going to have the same factors as TIE Fighter pilot. At the same time, I still felt strongly about this set as an investment, and this was before a lot of the Lego investors really started doubling down on these helmets. I think, you know, the Stormtrooper helmet retired at the same time as the TIE Fighter pilot, and at that time these helmets were flying under the radar for a lot of Lego investors. So I kind of saw an opportunity here, and I went pretty deep on Stormtrooper and TIE Fighter. So Stormtrooper I held a little bit longer. I sold my TIE Fighters, the TIE Fighter helmets earlier in the year, but Stormtroopers I sold around Q4, around December time time period. So I bought these at around $45 and I sold them on Amazon US for $113. This is another one that I was kind of hoping it would go a little bit higher than $113. Amazon actually took the buy box away from the listing, which slowed down sales slightly, but I was still able to sell it for $113. Still a very, very good return on investment. Profit per unit of $43.76, whole time of 1 year, return on investment of 97%. So very, very close to hitting that return on investment of 100% or doubling my money on this investment. All right, in second place here on this list of return on investments is the Nissan GTR Nismo. This is a Speed Champion set 76896. Now, I sold a handful of Speed Champion sets over the last few months. They all performed very, very well. And that is, of course, because the supply on this first wave of 8 stud Speed Champion sets was pretty low in comparison to the demand. Now, I kind of felt like that was going to happen because the previous wave of Speed Champion sets got their lives extended. The shelf life was extended and they were over hoarded. So those ones are performing poorly. And this first wave of 8 stud Speed Champion sets performed extremely well in their first year of retirement. Now, do I expect the same thing to happen this year and next year? I don't really think so. I don't think that they're going to reach the same heights in such a short period of time, but this one was really, really crazy. And if you look at the price chart of this set over the last couple of months, seeing that ramp up is actually ridiculous. So the purchase price on this, I got them for around $15.20 and sold them for around $52. So that's a profit per unit of $23.59. Now, I had over 100 of these sets, so it's around $2,500 of profit on this one listing. And like I said, I had the other Speed Champion sets from this lineup as well at similar quantities. So in general, the Speed Champions, the first Speed Champions 8 studs have done quite well for me. The whole time was a year on this set, and that's a return on investment of 155% on this one. Now again, I don't think that this is always going to be the case for these 8 stud Speed Champion sets, and the prices have gone up in the last year, so I don't think they're all going to perform as well as this one did. At the same time, what we should learn from this is that when we can see opportunities for a lot of demand, but the supply might be lower for some reason, and that's what happened here. I kind of saw that the supply might be a little bit low on these sets. Then we should think about those as potential opportunities. And that is what we should learn from this really strong return on investment for the Nissan GTR Nismo and the other first wave 8 stud Speed Champion sets. And with that, let's move into number one. Number one on this list of sets that I sold recently, and when it comes to return on investment, is absolutely insane. This is the Kylo Ren's Shuttle Microfighter. This is a Microfighter, a Star Wars Microfighter set that just reached incredible return on investments. This is set number 75264, and I bought these for $7. $7 in 2020. They retired at the end of 2020, and I held these for a little longer than my average hold time. I held them for 2 years, but then I sold them for $44.89 a piece on Amazon in the US. The profit after fees on this one was $27.13. That is a return on investment of 388% on this little Microfighter set that I bought for $7. So folks, if you've ever wondered about Microfighters, whether they can be a good investment, let this one be an example. It does not mean, again, that all Microfighters perform well. It's always worth doing some research, of course, and checking out some other sets, but this one performed incredibly well for me with a 388% return on investment. Now, I do want to ask you, what sets did you sell recently? Did you sell any Lego sets, or have you been thinking about selling any Lego sets? Drop a comment down below. I would really be curious to see what your thoughts are. And once again, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, because I will be releasing tons of more awesome content this year about creating an amazing side income with Lego investing. And with that, thank you so much for watching. I'm Shane from brickbucks.net, and I will see you in the next one.